Hey, this is Amanda Elo'esh here with this week's inspiration for all of you undercover superstars to allow that inner goddess to emerge and become the true priestess you are and rock life like a superstar. I wanted to talk a little bit today about things that we are ashamed of in ourselves and how we can frequently turn it around into something we can actually even be proud of, or at the very least, something that allows us to create something good out of the shame. And the example, there's so many different things that we can, a human being can be ashamed of. I'm sure that I can't even imagine that there's one human being walking around without any kind of shame at all, anything that they're not ashamed of. I'm getting pretty good at it, and there's still some things that I need to work on. And the example I wanted to share with you today is when I was a kid. I was really tall for my age. I went through puberty really early. I was really smart, and I was very goody-goody, a little bit self-righteous, kind of bossy, and I was a total dork. And I hated that about myself. I always wanted to be cool. I wanted to be seen as cool, but I just, when you're really geeky and a really goody-goody, self-righteous kind of person, dork just kind of happens. And I learned as I got older how to kind of hide it, but I was always really afraid of, letting the dork out or doing something really dorky on accident or letting my guard down. And fortunately, as I started to work with the divine feminine, which, you'd think is all about being, this pristine, austere priestess, and sometimes it is, but the goddess taught me that being able to laugh at myself, the muse face of the goddess, the muse archetype, and the old crone, the wise woman, taught me how to laugh at myself and to let my dork out and to start being grateful for all parts of myself, and just coming from the assumption that everything in my being, everything about me was something really important and something really awesome. And the way I started to turn it around was to just give thanks for all parts of me, even the parts that I found troubling and embarrassing at times. And what I found was the more I gave praise and gratitude to my whole being and consciously sent love and appreciation to my dork, I started to realize how much of a superpower it was to have an inner dork. And now I can have all kinds of fun. I'm not really concerned about making a fool of myself, because it's really just the dork side. I'm going over to the dork side, and the dork side shows up and makes things enjoyable and silly and unpredictable. And now I get to do things like being Pony Chacho, Mexican wrestling superstar champion, having smackdowns with Captain Crawfish Crusher, and just having a great time with it. And now, instead of hiding my dork and pretending that I'm not that, I totally own it, and life is so much better. And the other dorks I've been meeting are total rock star, superstar, awesome people that I'm really glad to know. And if I didn't let my dork side out, they wouldn't be my friends, I don't think. I wouldn't have that kind of fun in my life. So that's one example of transforming something that I was, ashamed, very much ashamed of, and tried to hide, into something that now is an actual superpower. I know that there are some things that are really big and heavy in our lives that we hold shame about, and it feels like, well, there's no way I could celebrate that. There's no way it could be fun or helpful in my life. And I'm not talking about the action or the experience. I'm talking about the actual shame piece, and being loving and kind and compassionate and grateful for that part of yourself helps to release that shame, it gives it an opportunity to turn into something else. It can be empowerment, it can be integrity, it can be insight and wisdom, hindsight 2020. Well, if we keep all of that hidden and undercover, it never has the opportunity to make any different steps or do something different or ameliorate the circumstance if it's possible. So in my newsletter, if you're not getting my newsletter, and you're not on my website, go to my website, amandaeloesh.com, sign up for my newsletter. My newsletter gives some extra tips and tricks on how to transform this stuff. Oh, I have a little sneeze coming. Nope, didn't happen. Get my newsletter, because I kind of go into it deeper. And enjoy this lovely Thanksgiving. I hope you have an awesome time. If Thanksgiving's bringing up a little bit of stress and tension, go back and see last week's video blog. I talk about how to rock it for the holidays. So until next week, may the source be with you, and happy Thanksgiving.